Finally tonight, the apartheid regime Nelson Mandela fought to overturn often resorted to violent extremes to protect its power. A CBS News report nearly 3 decades ago exposed one brutal government tactic, leading to the prompt expulsion of correspondent Alan Pizzi and 2 other CBS News employees. The report provoked outrage around the world. Alan Pizzi tonight looks back on the Trojan horse.
Today we're looking at a specific artwork done by a South African artist and also a bit of socio-political background and events that led to this artwork. I want to thank you guys for all the comments and questions, and if you are a student or an art teacher in South Africa, please feel free to join our conversation. Welcome to Photo Fridays. In 1985, a tragic event unfolded in the coloured community of Athlone, Cape Town. The apartheid police, notorious for their oppressive tactics, carried out a brutal ambush that became known as the Trojan Horse Massacre. This event not only shook the local community, but also inspired South African artists, and especially Willie Bester. He created a powerful artwork titled TROJAN HORSE II in 1996, using mixed media such as scrap metal, car parts and spray paint. The incident took place on the 15th of October 1985 during a period of intense anti-apartheid protests. The youth of Athlone was standing up against the apartheid government, demanding their rights and an end to the police brutality. To suppress the protest, the security and railway police devised a very decisive plan. They loaded a South African railway truck with crates, arranging them in a way that concealed armed police officers inside. As the truck drove slowly along Thornton Road, protesters, suspicious of the presence, began throwing stones at the truck. At that moment, the hidden officers suddenly sprang out and opened fire on the crowd. 3 young boys lost their lives that day. Jonathan Claassen, he was 21 years old, Sean Mahmoud, he was 15 years old, and Michael Miranda, just 11 years old, and he was on his way buying sweets. Many others were injured in the attack, and despite widespread outrage, an inquest in 1988 ruled that the police had acted unreasonably, yet no officers were prosecuted. So the Trojan horse symbolism comes from the ancient Greek stories. The Greeks, after failing to conquer the city of Troy for 10 years, pretended to leave behind a magnificent wooden horse as a peace offering. However, hidden inside were Greek soldiers. Once the horse was inside the city walls, the soldiers emerged and took control of Troy. In modern times, a Trojan horse represents something that appears harmless but hides a dangerous secret. This is exactly what happened in Athlone. The truck seemed like an ordinary delivery vehicle, but inside it carried a deadly force. So let's look at Willie Bester's Trojan Horse II. Just a bit of background about Willie. He's a South African artist known for his powerful and politically charged artworks that critiques apartheid and social injustices. He was born in 1956 in Montagu, Western Cape, and he grew up under apartheid. Bester is famous for using recycled materials, things like scrap metals and found objects, to create artworks that highlights themes of oppression, resistance and resilience. His work blends painting, sculpture. He often incorporates text and symbolic imagery to convey strong political messages. His most notable pieces include the Trojan Horse II, also entitled, and he also did work in what we call as South Africans the resistance art period that happened from 1976 to 1994. One of those works is called The Forced Removals, and it's a work we'll definitely have a look at a bit later. Willie Bester was deeply affected by the massacre and decided to create an artwork that would keep the memory of this tragic day alive. So his sculpture or installation, the Trojan Horse II, is a massive metal horse made from scrap metals, symbolizing both the deception and violence of apartheid. It has a motorbike engine belly that emphasizes the movement and the hidden danger, much like the original Trojan horse. There's a machine gun on top, and this is a direct reference to the police officers who suddenly emerged from the crates and opened fire on the protesters. It's got dripping metal details, and these symbolizes the slow death of apartheid and fading of its oppressive ideology. And then at the back, it's got a chained Bible, highlighting the contradiction between the Christian beliefs of the Afrikaner government and the acts of violence. It also has a rubber strip tail representing the police's use of rubber whips to beat people during apartheid. And then it's got these exposed metal bones. The horse looks raw and skeletal, revealing the true nature of apartheid. So the Trojan horse is a lasting reminder, and it ensures us that the tragedy of 1985 is never forgotten. His work stands as a stark reminder of how oppression operated under apartheid and honors the young lives lost in the struggle and the freedom. The piece is not just a sculpture, it is a statement. It's a call for justice and a tribute to those who fought for a better South Africa. So thanks for watching, and if you are interested in more South African artists and artworks, please watch this space. I will see you soon.